It's not. I do like the fact we have to double click on a node. That was one complaint I had in Exocolonist, is sometimes I clicked when I didn't mean to click, and if I was in dialogue, it would advance. Sometimes I did not want that to happen. I open my eyes again. The two paths have merged into one.
Go on. What do you see? What do you feel?
I see everything. I feel amazing. Oh, that was just like a really good sandwich.
I sense a new being, a new force. It's getting closer.
It's a meteor. Get down, dinosaurs.
That, I believe, would be me.
Power. Interesting. Hello, Patrick. No shot. Oh, Patrick Page from Hades Town? I'm really bad at clocking voice actors by ear, but that is... I am a fan of Hades Town. Power is 100% modeled off of him, I'm sure. He's certainly in a power stance. The VA is not Patrick Page, but like the look of it. Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Look on by, top of potato. I hope you're having a good evening. It seems we now have the power! We've met the power. A tall silhouette comes into focus before my eyes, surrounded by electric blue fish dancing in the air. Okay, but these fish are cute. Okay, these fish are fucking... Okay, I'm going to... Hold on, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this for later. And I'm probably... Let me save this. This might be a game where I need to do my digging to see if I can extract the game files for my own use of silliness. Let's put this over in the Harmony folder. I will find a use for fish. Fish.png. Alright. Dreki of the future can do some editing at the very least. I've learned how to read the pup spawning shot. Ooh. It's only slightly less painful than you expected, especially because your mouse decided to die. Yeah, the pup spawning is very interesting. The pre-cycle gets even more mind-numbing. The problem starts becoming once you get decently into cycles and once you start having events that can cause time drift. I need to make like a cheat sheet chart. I feel like it's possible to make a way to quickly calculate a given time to be able to do like a further in the run calculation, because I do want to try and get pre-cycles for a personal thing. East Town is good though. The Great Comet of 1812 also good. Able to route a method to get 3 pups of vanilla. Yes! I didn't find too much use for a 3 pup in... Gosh, what am I thinking? Downpour. But I have been doing some experiments with 2 pups. And actually, a thing where I'll get the second pup, rest, abandon one of the pups, go and get a new second pup, and rest again. Because, you know... new slug pups only need to be fed 1 food item, whereas if I carried the other slug pup, 1, it would take up a hand slot as I moved, and 2, I would need 2 units of food to satiate it. I feel like there's a lot of potential of interesting stuff with slug pup manipulation and routing. Now, if only I can get pre-cycle mixed into it, I can have a very interesting Survivor 100% route. I knew Bliss was tiny, and now she looks positively minuscule.
I am power. An aspiration like our minuscule Bliss over there.
Don't be mean to Bliss. Now, I wonder if size equates to... you know, how strong the aspiration is. A little hard to tell because it makes sense for power to be, you know, a large, imposing entity. He reads my mind too. We have to work harder to keep them out of my head.
offense, Bliss.
Not much bliss in the world. Yeah, Sag.
None taken. I prefer the term fun-sized.
Hey, yo. A little laugh slips out of me. Suddenly, this whole situation feels absurdly mundane. As though I've always been a part of this.
You must be harmony.
I like his voice. He's kind of got a little bit of that graveliness. Harmony. What a name. Am I one of them?
You have seen how weak our heart is. It won't last long. Great changes would come to pass. You might even call them cataclysmic.
The ground beneath me suddenly feels shaky, unstable.
What can I do? I'm just looking for my mother. I didn't ask for any of this.
You now know that chance does not exist. The futures laid out before you will force your hand.
Interesting. But is it deterministic? Or is it because we merely are capable of seeing the futures? Only the futures of which we can be only the ones that we can observe are the ones that we can enact. Sort of like, because we are aware of the futures, the possibilities of the future narrow. Whereas previously, while we were ignorant, the future was infinite.
They will require you to make choices. Choices that are ruthless, difficult, even painful. Choose wisely, follow your objective, and your diligence will be rewarded with a valuable resource.
Motherfucker better not be pitching crypto at me. Swear to me. Swear on me, mum.
Knew I forgot something. There's this energy called egregor, right? It's basically how we exist in your world.
Gregor. I feel like I should know what that is. Okay, so a non-physical entity or thought that arises from the collective thoughts and emotions of a distinct group of individuals. There's a role-playing setting. It's on the tip of my noodly serpentine tongue. What is it? What is it? It is a philosophical RPG. No. It needs to be tabletop RPG. This is derailing my train of thought because it's something I've always wanted to play, but you would need a particular group of people to play it. Let me see if I still have a copy of it. I used to collect role-playing books. I feel like if I see the title of it, it will jump out at me. Nobilis! Nobilis! Wonder if this is something in Nobilis. That seems up its alley. So Nobilis is a philosophical RPG because you are, if I remember correctly, and again, I've only just read the book, I've never actually played the tabletop, but it's a fairly abstract RPG in that you don't directly interact with the world. You are basically embodying a concept, and then you have followers or other people who act on your behalf. And so like through them, you interact with others and the world. And it's supposed to be sort of a clashing and melding of ideas, of differing ideas and thoughts. And it's supposed to be a very thought-provoking sort of game, more so than like fighty combat kind of thing. I think you've seen it used in a few settings. Want to say it shows up in the comic book. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna see some interesting words dealing with very abstract anthropomorphism. So I used a word earlier, locus. So locus is sort of like a consciousness from an inanimate area. So like you could think of like a park that has a locus. It seems to be alive in some fashion and capable of thoughts and interaction. There's also zeitgeist, which is sort of a collective movement, sometimes also termed anthropomorphically of existing distinct from the society that forms it. So it definitely seems like we're going to be going into very abstract elements in this game, which is my brain is feasting. We've got art, we've got intriguing story tidbits, and we've got very fun words and thought-provoking things.
It kind of tastes like, you know that blue soda?
It tastes like Beppis! Yeah, the gods of this world run on Beppis, all right? We need our fucking Beppis, all right? We need you to get down there, and we need you to make our Beppis taste better, okay? This Beppis tastes like shit. It tastes flat. It tastes awful. We need you to improve our Beppis supply, okay? Oh, boy. So does that mean Bliss wants us to put cocaine back in the soda? And I suppose Power wants us to turn it into an energy drink. I see. Blue raspberry? Bubblegum?
Egregor is rare and powerful.
Bliss over here is just fucking sippy. Power is like, oh, fucking child, you don't even realize the waste you're doing with this valuable stuff. You gotta process it. You gotta refine it. I wonder if each of the aspirations utilizes egregor in a different way. All right, I'll drink my own egregor, Chimera. It seems the void has gotten me all sorts of silliness as I spin and shift colors. Power trying to play chess and Bliss is 100%. Yeah. Power's trying to take things seriously, and Bliss is playing pigeon chess. Which, if you're not aware of pigeon chess, what you do is you jump up on the chessboard, strut around, and shit all over the pieces, and declare yourself the victor. Yeah. Never play chess with a pigeon. It'll always win. At least it says it wins. Man, all these weird things I've been drinking, all this egregor, you know, it's kind of that last sip tastes a little strange. I feel like all of the emotions are affecting me in ways. Oh, thank you for the fresh kit. Ah, damn it, Chimera. Why did you throw me an explosive one? That's just rude, all right? I wanted a cool, refreshing Dreki Beppis, okay? Instead, you give me an explosive. Mean to me. Absolutely mean to me. I can't believe you've done this. But I hope you're doing well, Chimera. Oh, right on the snoot, Chimera. Oh, ow. Oh, why'd you hit the snoot like that? It's even worse.
Some choices you make will generate egregor and bind us. Use it wisely.
Ooh, bind us together. So I wonder if aspirations can use and combine. Man, the odd, actually, I think the odds of the explosive can are like 50-50. So, y'all are, is it 50-50? Also, just kind of listening to the music for a minute here. Very nice and soothing. I also like the faint sound of the ocean, the waves. I would say this is very thinky and calming. Okay, Rocan. What is the RNG? That's the randomization for side. Where's the randomization for can? Where do I define end type? Let's make that a wider range. Oh wait, no, because I'm using a switch. Hey, you finally got me a delicious, refreshing drink. Thank you. You know what we'll do? Because right now it's 50-50. Alright, I have a better idea. To change the percentage. So we'll change this to default. It opens. And now I can make it so as long as it doesn't hit explode, it will crack on open. So this should make it a 20% chance. Wait, I don't want it to be 0 indexed because that's my test. So we get a +1 to each side. All right, so it should be slightly modified. A little bit more often. We've kind of exhausted a lot of the explosive cans. All right, so you know we need to properly reflect how the fridge has been emptied of the ones that Artificer made and put in there. No, it was actually a 50-50 chance of it exploding or cracking open. Now we adjusted the formula, a little bit less nitroglycerin. New and improved. Yeah, this is Dreki Redux. Okay, reformulated, refactored, and reused.
What?
Okay, back to the game.
What are you expecting from me?
I want you to get all this egregor and combine all of us aspirations in some Cronenbergian monstrosity. The aspirations meet my doubts with a knowing look. I don't like that they can see my thoughts, read my intentions.
Ah, you got it. I can tell because your mind's gone all hard. Difficult to hear.
Looks like I'm getting better at pushing them away from what's in my head.
We have much more to tell you, but a good leader knows what to reveal and what to leave unsaid. For now, of course.
Interesting. The two aspirations look at each other. Something is shared in their glance. An emotion? A memory? But I don't know what it is. I need to find out by myself. You're out of points. Oh no! Need your feet points. Unfortunately, I got any points. Oh! Well, Chimera, I hope you enjoy the void with your delicious new Dreki drink. That went right after you. So I wonder, again, this is the thought, like, if our mother or our father were previously doing what we were doing, maybe they shared too much information and they were overwhelmed and shut down, or they felt too much pressure and kind of fell apart with responsibility, and so they think by not telling me everything at once, they can maybe ease me into it.
The key is your mother, Harmony.
Literally. Okay, we turned your mother into a key. Funniest fucking shit I ever seen. Fuck! Damn it, Chimera. I can't believe you'd hit me with mana like this. Thank you. You're always appreciated, but never necessary.
Her disappearance must be linked with what happened here.
Ooh. A pause. They glance at each other.
Some of our number are lost, scattered.
It'd work better if we're a team.
Okay. How many of them are there?
But that's for later. Right now, the priority is your mother.
Exactly.
We must find her. Or else...
What will get weaker?
The look in their eyes tells me I'm right.
Find your mother. Explore the futures.
I nod. The view from up here is stunning. My head feels heavy. So much has been dropped on me. So much. I need to close my eyes. Ooh, a new objective node has been revealed. Objective nodes are marked by a ray of light shining from their center. Try to reach them to progress through the story. Okay, we can press tab to see the new objective. A long road ahead. Bliss. As far as you can see, Sprout. Need to give one of us a Gregor to get here. Gain a bliss crystal. Okay, so they have different crystals. So it seems like we are going to have to choose between which aspirations we want to empower. Now the thing is... So this seems like there is a split in time. Warn Nora? Support Nora. Sanctuary of Bliss. Sanctuary of Power. Interesting. I wonder if this means we're gonna have the ability to switch timelines. Because this, to me, implies we're going down one timeline. And this is a completely separate and distinct timeline. A fork between these two. The codex contain reminders of things, like additional insights. My aspiration of willpower lead. Ooh, okay. Okay, so we're gonna. Okay, the codex has some interesting. All right, so let's start from the top. Bliss. The incarnation of primal dreams and childhood. Bliss embodies the need for joy and protection. An eternally innocent child, bliss is one of the oldest aspirations. I like how they're making these aspirations fairly complex in what they're ascribing to them. I find it very interesting that protection is bundled in with the joy. And it's also an interesting dichotomy that she is an eternally innocent child, but one of the oldest. Born from the earliest dreams of humankind, Bliss has always needed more. More love, more laughter, more comfort, and more security. She despises any form of hierarchy. Anarchist queen, gotcha. And has barely contributed to Reverie's development. Her fears can sometimes overwhelm her and cause disasters, like the huge earthquake that divided Reverie's realms. The need for, specifically, a subject, not the actor. Yes. Base anarchical bliss. Yeah. Alright, so power. The mighty aspiration of willpower, leadership, and strength protects Reverie at all costs. Interesting, these are our first two characters, because it feels like they are very diametrically opposed. The mighty sovereign yearns for structure and conquest, and is among Reverie's most influential aspirations. Power has helped create lands in Reverie's infinity, building bridges and boundaries over its endless ebb of ideas. He values action over words, and prides himself on being the most trustworthy of the aspirations. From the very beginning, he has fought the void surrounding dreams to expand Reverie's domain. He has fought back many nightmares to protect it. Excuse me. I can certainly understand needing to defend a realm from the encroaching void. Love how complex power is. There's definite elements of the typical tyrant vibes, but it's heavily emphasizing that he uses power and authority to safeguard others too. Yes. But it's certainly, you know, we only have a little snippet. And I wonder if these are going to update as we go through the game. As we learn more about the characters and we interact with them. Citizens. Interesting. So we saw in the beginning cutscene that we were clocked by the camera as a non-citizen. I wonder what that distinction is. We have society. Okay, so Tina. Tina is the oldest inhabited city in the Mediterranean Sea. All right, so we're going with Earth. It is now one of the most technologically advanced city-states in Southern Europe. Located in the crossroads of many influential civilizations, Tina was always destined for greatness. Thanks to monoconcern, and despite concern from bulky citizens, the island has been ushered into the 21st century. With safer streets, new buildings, and cheaper access technology and lower taxes, Athena is now a trailblazer among European capitals. I do like this style of we get a vibe of what they want to intend. You know, Mediterranean Sea, Southern Europe, but is Athena an actual location? Europe, Athena. Oh, it is. You know what? I should have expected that. So it actually is a, well, it's not an island. It's actually very much inland. Okay, so this is a fantasy location. I imagine it's not an uncommon name. What does Athena mean? This feels like a game where words have meaning. So I'm gonna go with Italian. I'm not seeing any particular meaning ascribed to it. Wonder if Bliss's earthquakes, divided reverie, or echoed and brittle, and that's why it's... Ooh. That would be interesting. So, you know, we have seen, you know, we have some technology. I would describe this as 5 minutes in the future is usually what I would describe it. So usually like with 5 minutes in the future, or just like, you know, X minutes into the future sort of advanced society, it's like, it's still extremely resident of today's world, but there's dots of advanced technology that helps set it aside from the modern day and, you know, kind of give it a little bit of distinction. Hey, Lavender, welcome on by. I hope you're having a good evening. Very similar culturally, but some fancy tech. Exactly. Let's see what we have for the Nides. Built in 1924 on former Oxian site, the Nides was once Alma's only public pool. The structure loosely based on Oxian architecture, the Nides were also meant to highlight Athena's cultural heritage. One of Alma's thriving gathering places, the Nides was forced to shut down in the 80s when city council fell into financial ruin. It remained empty for a decade until a successful local poetess and other community members managed to buy it back from the city, transformed it into a multi-unit building, welcoming all kinds of artists. Ooh, all right. Well, it seems like maybe our parents were part of those people that bought this and transformed it. So a little bit of a commune, you know, a place for creatives to gather and be inspired. Is Oxian. So I think this is just a... Yeah, this is... Okay, so we have some slight alt history. That is not turning up an actual thing. I had to check. Sanctuaries. 6 sanctuaries, it looks like. Mythology. Okay. Is there further? All right, no, it wraps around. Looks like there's not too much in the codex, so we'll go ahead and just read through what we have, and then we will continue. The aspirations are incarnations of humanity's yearnings, desires, and intelligence. We immortal beings have watched humankind from afar, only able to intervene through dreams and inspiration. We exist in this world. Though we may be few, we are united. From time to time, we choose a new heart, a leader, a guide, and occasionally a despot. Ooh, yeah. Our voices travel to Brittle, where we shape destinies. It has been so since the dawn of humanity, and will always be so. The question is, whenever they choose a new heart, are they intentionally picking? How much influence do they have on their options? Did they intentionally pick a despot? Or did the person happen to turn out to be a despot? I think that will say a lot, because if it's intentionally, certainly says something about perhaps the factions we may see breaking out as we learn more about these aspirations. Think about the Brittle, the material world where humankind lives. Humanity's actions produce egregor, the liquid vital to our existence. Brittle is the world of matter, time, dimensions, and gravity. However, despite its limits, Brittle is also a land of movement and energy. Guided by the right hand, it can produce great things. We can visit it, but we can't be seen there. All right, we have a egregor, texture of dreams and energy that flows between worlds. At the very beginning, there were 4 elements. Still and separate, they needed egregor to come together and merge. This luminous substance holds an infinite amount of possibilities. It is both everything and nothing at the same time, invisible to the human eye. Egregor requires you to see past what is and to see what it could be. But be warned, egregor is a powerful elixir that is lethal in large quantities. Interesting. Lethal in large quantities. How do they know that? I wonder if aspirations can die. Do aspirations have a life cycle of coming into existence, fading out, and being reborn? Do they change over time? How static are they? So the metaphor is that if you focus too much on dreaming, then you don't actually do anything. I think that's a pretty valid interpretation of that. You know, this is don't get locked into decision paralysis. You need to actually make choices and do things. Also, welcome on by, Eyes. I hope you're doing well. The 4 elements, the periodic table is wrong. Yeah, we'll need to write a note to the scientific community. You're all wrong. Harmony. Ooh, I like this split picture of us in the normal world and in Reverie. As the link between Reverie and Brittle, this oracle is chosen to walk a special path. Each age, a single harmony is born, bringing hope of change to our realm. Harmony is tasked with maintaining a balance between 2 worlds. They ensure that egregor flows to Reverie and helps us aspirations extend our influence over Brittle, infusing more dreams into humans' minds. Maintaining this cycle is of the utmost importance. You're full of sunburn? Oh no! Well, I will helpfully not clap you on the back. The hubris of believing your flesh is stronger than... You know what? You get to imitate being a snake, all right? You just shed your skin, all right? And it's nice and fresh and new. So harmony is more of a title, a job, than specifically like our name in that other world. Now it's interesting that it mentions that each age there is a single harmony born. Does that mean the harmony is known before they come into existence? Did we become a harmony? Did we become the harmony because our dad was the last one and it seems like they have moved on? Or is there like a time between each harmony and only when there is change needed that the aspirations influence a harmony to come into existence? But they say our mother is important. So is our mother important because of what we will come across while looking for her? Or is our mother important because she is somehow related to the aspirations and what is going on in the background metaphysical sense of what is happening? I wonder if this might be a gods and demigods situation. If maybe the weirdness with our mother is our mother might have been some kind of aspiration that was able to take on physical form and was with a human, and her aloofness and emotional unavailability that Polly perceived is just weirdness because she was not wholly human. As the protagonist, obviously it's our prerogative to have super special, unique stuff. It'd be interesting if we are some kind of half aspiration, half human demigod situation. And the fact that Bliss was surprised. If the aspirations influence a harmony to be born, why would they be surprised that we show up? Unless somehow the cycle is being disrupted or interrupted. Something different is happening, not going according to plan. Did the aspirations try something different and it's gone completely off the rails? Or are they trying to rapidly adapt to something going off script? This game is already like really giving me idea. I really love chewing on this. This is a very good start, and I'm really hoping it stays interesting and explores some of these concepts. Helps aspirations extend our influence over Brittle, infusing more dreams into humans' minds. Makes you should be an artist seem a lot more connected. Yeah. I mean, what other profession's role is better for furthering ideas? Exactly. Check out the Reverie. An intangible realm where ideas and concepts become real. Our home, independent of time and space. Reverie has always been, but its existence is tenuous and depends on Brittle. Without Brittle's physicality, dreams would shatter and hopes would wither. All of Reverie gravitates around the heart, a pulsating orb made of the texture of dreams. Our relationship with Brittle is symbiotic. Our lives are connected. The Nexus. A place that belongs to all of us and where our heart beats, pumping life into dreams. The Nexus is neutral ground where we aspirations gather to discuss important matters. The heart of Reverie was once kept in the chosen aspirations sanctuary, sparking much tension among us. Truth and Bond worked to create this neutral space to hold the heart and come together. Since sanctuaries are private, it only open to those their owner allows inside. I think we saw 6 pillars for sanctuaries. So that maps. Interesting. And we got 2 more names. So Truth and Bond. And we have another handful of mythology to be discovered. Very interesting. Okay, so each of these is... I wonder if these are shortcuts to our most recent notifications. So let me tab out. Please clear the notifications. I beg of you. Please clear notifications. Please clear notifications. Please clear notifications. I am going to cry. Okay, not what I meant to do. Not what I meant to do. All right. Minor gripe. I don't like pop-ups that stick around. Let's take our next step. I'm back on Earth. Was all of that real? I can tell right away that I'm not in Reverie anymore. The sun over Atina is hot and dry. I stretch out my arms, feeling the muscles there resisting. A minute. I just need a minute to think this through. I came here to find my mother. Discovered a necklace that transported me far away. And now I'm able to instantly travel between worlds and talk to... gods?
Is that it?
That wasn't a dream. All my studies into the human mind, all of my research, never heard of anything like this. It wasn't a seizure or hallucination. This is all the legends and tales of my mother wrote about in her poetry. All the stories she told me of as a kid. Interesting. Lending credence that her mother was perhaps an aspiration or somehow related to all of this. An invisible worlds opened up in front of me with the augural. So if the harmony is born, I wonder if she came down to like prep me and prime me for whenever I would take up the mantle as Harmony. Oh, if our mother turns out to be Bonds, that would be interesting. I need to act. I need to embrace this. Ooh, these two nodes are blocked by a barrier. Barriers block access to certain nodes until they're removed. Means we need crystals to unlock either of them. The crystals you seek. Okay, so we can get either of them. Play one of them to gain a crystal and break the corresponding barrier. Crystals can materialize in different forms, depending on which aspiration they are bound to. I see. Hydrate? Shy weird. Another visual novel? Yes. Oh, check out for the boobs. You know, I never played a lot of visual novels. Before I started streaming. I think this is like my 4th or 5th since I did. I don't know. It gives me an opportunity to narrate, which with potentially an audience feels worthwhile. When it's me alone, feels odd. So I find the visual novels are more interesting and appealing like this. Now hopefully this doesn't end up being a disco situation in which like there's zero, like it starts getting real awkward, but so far there's been a nice little balance of me being able to narrate and actual voiceovers. I felt a little awkward in Disco Elysium sometimes of like everything being VA'd. It's like, well, what am I going to be talking about? At last, a familiar face. And they bring a delicious, delicious Dreki drink to my door. I walk back inside. My head's still swirling with words, names, predictions. And then, Nora. I can hear her footsteps outside the room. Knowing her, she's about to barge in. I rub my eyes and run my hands through my hair, trying to wake from reverie? Ooh, Nora seems cool. I can feel tears in my eyes, a sweet taste in my mouth, static electricity grazing my shoulders and arms.
You're here! Nora, come here.
Aww. What's the story? We are just getting started, so we don't know too much. Seems there is a world of dreams where there are godlike entities. They are getting existence, meaning, sustenance from the material world, our world, a world similar to Earth, but just slightly different. Our mother seems to have gone missing, seems to have disappeared after our father's passing, and we are looking for her. That's when we stumbled into this other world and seem to have taken on the role as Harmony, able to see into the future and make decisions. She crosses into the room and we hug. It's the first human contact I've had in months. She feels so good, so warm and familiar. First human contact in months. I believe this game came out before. No. This came out in 2023. So I wonder if this is work from home, COVID, pandemic reference reason, or if there's another reason she's been shut in. Interesting.
How are you? Good. I mean, fine, considering what's going on.
What's going? Actually, ooh, that is interesting if it does take like some kind of pandemic analog metaphor or whatever going on for why a lot of things have been trending down. Ooh. I'm certainly interested to see how deep into current events or politics this is going to sink to.
It's okay. We'll find her. I know we will.
Okay, so maybe they're just talking about her mother. Her mother is a very important figure in their little community.
So much has happened.
Tell me.
Hold on, I need some coffee. It's keeping my brain from rotting.
Mood. Absolutely need that coffee. Black. No cream, no sugar. Just that nice, bitter, caffeinated darkness. She drinks coffee now. She's definitely older. A young woman. Oven? Yep. All right. That makes sense. I love the little like doodles in this like repurposed swimming pool. In the kitchen, Nora makes us both coffee and launches into, well, about 8 different stories at once, all tangled together. He hasn't changed, always carrying an entire world of plots and characters and charming adventures with her. A Noraverse of energy.
And yeah, Grandpa's gone through all 5 stages of grief, though for a while I thought he was stuck on denial.
I smile. She hands over a huge mug, filled to the brim with caffeine.
Nothing beats a really cheap, super strong coffee.
Ah, Bliss! What are you doing here?
See you.
Oh no, you're fine. Just don't start talking to yourself. Weirds people out.
Yeah, it's kind of weird if you like talk at me. You know, no one else can see me, which implies that sometimes the Harmony has done just that.
I'm so sorry. I'm talking so much. Can't believe it's the first time you've been back in years.
Yeah, it's... you know.
Oh, I know. Things were difficult with Ursula.
It doesn't feel good to admit my mother always showed more love and affection to Nora than me. I'm not jealous. Nora deserves love, but hard to stop thinking about the reasons behind it. Was I harder to love? Ooh, oh. I feel like this game is going to get pretty serious and pretty feels at times.
She's been different lately. We had a fight before she went missing.
Ursula was upset with you.
Nora's always gotten along well with my mother. I can't remember the last time they fought.
Have you heard about all the job openings at MK?
Nora wants to join MK? A few months ago, she was talking about how intrusive and problematic they were. Ooh, is this going to be our Corpo stand-in? Is this going to be the one responsible for the cameras?
The city's getting more expensive by the minute, and the pay's good, and it's interesting work, I guess.
Oh, man.
Did I mention the pay? Because, Paul, we're barely getting by here. And there's this school I'd like to go to, a rather expensive school.
Oh, this is going to get very real.
I felt I was betraying myself, and we had a fight, and I had to sleep at a friend's place for a couple of days.
Oh, that's so sad.
That bad.
I just needed some space, some air.
The shiver of static electricity is back. Through my fingers, up my back. The necklace feels lighter around my throat.
I know MK isn't perfect, but I can't live here forever. No way I can move out without a job.
MK isn't perfect, but... Not a sentence I thought I'd hear from Nora's mouth.
What do you think?
As I think about how to answer, I feel the weight of the decision. This is the kind of choice Bliss was talking about. Warn Nora? Support Nora. Alright, let's check our codec. Okay, so it looks like the notification's clear once we've made an advance. Let's check Nora. Studied economics with a minor in arts. Her grandfather, Laszlo Sassar, is her guardian and has raised her since her parents relinquished custody. Failed first several years of college, mood. Approached a fashion school on the continent for their international class. Legal name changed at 18, seeing a speech therapist. Contacted for monoconcern health experiments. Okay. Nice. Good inclusivity. This... Interesting. So we are at least the year 2028. So she's at least 18 or older, since she changed her legal name. Concerning that, we have heavy trans, if not outright stated, heavy implications. And Monzo Concern is stated to be doing health experiments. That is concerning. Let me see if we get information on Mono Concern. Started as a humble piping company in the early 20th century. 1 century later, it's grown from a water supply company to the biggest company in Athena. Mono Concern now specializes in new technologies and offers a wide array of services. Drive-ins, drone deliveries, medic aid, and much more. Job opportunities abound in a variety of areas, providing roughly half of Athena's population with steady income and the promise of upright. Ooh, half of Athena's... Oh... So MK almost basically owns the city, because that is a significant amount of influence. The way this is written makes me wonder if the codex is the in-universe database. Ooh, that would be interesting. Oh, the necklace got an entry. A key to reverie, forged by a human with the help of an aspiration. Interesting. This seemingly innocuous trinket acts as a portal between brittle and reverie. Some artifacts, such as this necklace, hold a piece of reverie within their material confines. Few exist, and fewer are those able to wield their potential. Nevertheless, these artifacts always find their way to the right person. Ooh. Are we gonna find more artifacts? Are we gonna run into other people that can, other normal humans that can get to reverie? Interesting. I wonder how a harmony functioned. So if the necklace is how we are able to get to reverie, how did harmonies before the existence of the necklace get to reverie? Would it perhaps have been kind of a ritual, kind of like in old pagan sort of police situation kind of things? Perhaps because reverie exists in a state outside of time, the necklace has always existed because it does exist, and it will exist until it doesn't. You know, situations when it comes to the intersection of time and not time and infinity get a little strange to wrap our heads around. Oh, we finally have our own entry. Okay, we were born in 98. Ooh, so we are 12 years older than Nora. Graduated with a degree in programming. Okay, so we're a techie, we're IT. Interesting. Biotech is a data analyst. Daughter of Ursula Beauclair and Mauro Ricci. Raised by Miss Beauclair. Seldom returns to Athena since leaving 10 years ago. Nothing of interest to report. Ooh. I wonder if the codex is a third party. Because the background, I just noticed, the background has the MK logo. Ooh, what if the codex is information gathered by MK? What if there is an antagonistic force that is working in MK and undermining the aspirations? It has all these cameras and it's gathering information on us. And this is sort of a fourth wall breaking, us glancing into the database that MK has and has been building on all of these things? Or what if MK is a human that is somehow able to see the urban fantasy? They see the world behind the normal world. You know, kind of a Lex Luthor situation where they're compiling all these informations. And given the way MK is described, perhaps wanting to exploit this unseen world for profit or other reasoning, power, control, all sorts of human motivations.